whiskey over a noun. I suppose acrobat is fitting for growth. Piero.
Normally, I'm a natural philosopher, but today, consider me a humble craftsman here to serve.
Those upgrades there yet? So I want that boot stealth. Yes. I also want this. Give. Ooh. Give that again. There we go. Super sneaky. Updated their things. Oh, he got rid of his recorder. Whatever.
Lady Emily Caldwell was abducted some 6 months past, at the moment of her mother's terrible murder. Anyone with information leading to the location or return of the daughter of our beloved late Empress is
La-di-da. Dee-da.
Don't worry. We won't start the interrogation without you.
Where do I find a good meal around here? If you think prison food's bad, you should see what the Abbey serves its captives. I think the overseers make it themselves.
We're getting closer to reaching our goals, but our position is becoming more dangerous. You don't house and feed a half-dozen people without leaving telltale traces. Riverboats pass day and night, and the looters are going to start gathering once they're sure the plague has burned the place out. I conclude, if our enemies are not dead by the month of wind, we will be. There's a sadness in Emily, but she's strong, weathering the death of her mother just a half a year ago better than most grown men I've known. Once we take Dunwall Tower, I'll see that her life is better. I've always thought that I'd command the Navy in her name, but sometimes I wonder if I shouldn't just take the title Lord Regent and do it properly.
Attention,
The royal physician is badly shaken up. I'll have the servants see to his new quarters.
You are warned to
Take a
stay
night's
out of
rest,
uninhabited
and then you can help
buildings.
interrogate him.
I don't know why I'm like into sliding right now.
Lord Pendleton Memoirs, Chapter 41, in which I bed 2 of the Boyle women and only missed the 3rd by virtue of some inclement weather. It was the month of rain, and to counter the gloom, the Boyle ladies hosted 3 nights of merriment by invitation only. Lydia was most fetching in lavender pants and a tunic of yellow silk. She was pleased with me from the moment I walked in the door, with my manservant bringing not 1 but 2 cases of effervescent wine from the south. In fact, I had come laden with gifts, such that all 3 Boyle women soon took notice, and they set out to make me more than welcome. We uncorked the wine right away, and as night fell, we... Wallace! Found these interruptions.
The Admiral got his recorder back, I see. Oh. The only other thing is to go talk to Emily. Ignore all those things. As freaking noisy as they are.
Please be as quiet as you can. It took forever for Emily to fall asleep. Poor dear. It's okay, Emily, I'm here. She seems happier when you're here. Though I know you have important things to do. Out there, in the city.
There's hardly a need to work on table etiquette. She knows it all, even if she chooses not to employ it. She'd rather hold her spoon by the wrong end and pretend it's a sword. Then suddenly she changes and she's all manners, asking for a tea party. I tried to oblige her, but I have little to work with. No proper plates. Instead of a cloth napkin, I've only the bar rack. Ale mugs instead of teacups. I've asked for things befitting her, but they haven't. Their minds on other things. For now, Emily and I decided to make a pretend dinner using paper and little things she's found here and there. On the floor, I suppose. Not right for a princess, but it'll have to do.
She is not sleeping well.
She still has bad dreams, though it's understandable given all she's been through. Sometimes she calls out your name. Sometimes she cries for her mother. Little Emily. Someday soon an empress, but only an exhausted child at the moment.
The person we haven't talked to now is Pendleton. Though he might be out. Not sure if they actually leave or not, but I haven't seen him in my meanderings. Do I want to do the next bit? Yeah, let's do the next bit before I stop.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Be aware that looting of evacuated areas is a serious offense.
Yes, Mr. Corvo. I'll make sure your quarters are clean, sir.
You better. Get rid of those runes. I don't want them.
Property and rights of others in these.
Lord Pendleton has departed for the evening to attend
so.
to matters at the manor. It concerns the departure of his brothers. I'm sure you understand.
Oh, they are tongueless now.
Oh, how do you do, sir? I apologize for my state. I could use a long soak in the bath. So relaxing. What a treat that would be,
Yeah, it would be a treat. I could go for one of those. Oh well. Of course, there's some sleep darts right there. Oh. Matter with my brothers has not been pleasant at all, so I don't wish to discuss further. However, I must really thank you. I heard that you found some other means of neutralizing them without taking their lives. Ingenious. Wherever they are, even if they are miserable, they are alive at least. So perhaps someday I will see them again. Doubtful. You won't recognize them. They've been put to work in their own mine, you see, and people in their mine don't live very long. Let's take a nap. Gotta wait for Sokalov to wake up from the chokehold of death. The chokehold.
Corvo, wake up!
Dun, dun,
You were making funny faces while you were sleeping.
Was not.
I decided to nap here in your room while Callista was taking her bath. She told me if there's ever trouble, I should always run here.
Probably a good idea.
Callista will come get me when she's done with her bath. Thanks, Corvo. It makes me feel better.
Thank you for getting me a live weeper. This one's going to be invaluable for my old friend at the Academy of Natural Philosophy, as living plague specimens are quite difficult to procure. Rest assured, my colleague will handle this situation as humanely as possible. More slave darts. Man, I wish these stupid runes weren't here. If I pick them up, I won't remember which ones are mine and which ones are from the DLC. I do have two. the same page. Can't fool me. Well, what's her name's taking a bath, so we get to walk in on Piero doing embarrassing things like the heart told us about. The heart knows all, you see.
The young lady Emily was trying to sneak into your quarters while you slept, sir.
I don't think she meant any harm.
She didn't. Oh, sir, the Lord Regent is furious about losing his most recent vote at Parliament. He was counting on the support of the Pendleton family and expected limited resistance, as you said it would. Though losing the Pendleton voting bloc has really slowed him down. Since the Lord Regent's defense budget failed as well, he's getting desperate financially. It seems that most of the coin he's using to keep the city watch going is coming from a close ally. We suspect it is a powerful noblewoman, whom is perhaps his mistress. Try to dig up more information. As we know, the watch doesn't get paid, and coin and an elixir, their loyalty will start to crumble. Turning in with Anton Sokalov over his shoulder, simply amazing. Not only can Corvo project lethal force, he can do extraction that I didn't think possible. So the two greatest minds of the Empire will be here, together. If I could get these rivals to cooperate, they could create weapons and tools of unimaginable power. I could command both of them. Well, I'll wait and measure their dispositions toward one another before following that line of thought.
Let us all praise their choice. The dance of investiture will take place without delay.
I know it looks... I was inventing a new kind of lock. The tumblers, shaped like snowflakes. The truth is, there is no snowflake lock. I was just, looking through the lock.
Please don't.
I couldn't bear it if she knew. I know you're a man of honor, and I also know that you can kill me at any time. And for both of these reasons, I apologize and beg for your discretion.
I apologize because you could kill me at any moment. By the way, do I wanna... You can look in there. She's, as naked as this game allows. I don't think you can actually see anything. You could also walk in on her, and if you stay in there too long, the alliance fails, which is pretty funny. I want to do that. We're not gonna save, right? Yeah, this save. Good thing we have an invitation. Pretty sure? Let me pause it and find out. I don't want to do this needlessly. Nah, it's just incredibly awkward. This Corvo's a stand-up guy. So we'll just leave her to her bathing, which is important. Remember to bathe 3 times a day when you're in the middle of a
Good
plague
morning,
city.
Corvo.
Oh, hey.
I believe Sokalov is awake now. The Admiral is with him now. I'm sure they are ready to start on your arrival.
Oh, goody. Let's get this over with so I can stop, because dinner is soon. Hey, Pendle Stiltskin.
I hope Sokalov will cooperate. I'd hope to have him paint my portrait again one day. Just me this time.
I imagine you did.
Royal Physician, I believe you and Corvo knew each other in former days. Unlike you, our friend Corvo knows what loyalty means.
I am loyal to my inner spirit. You are the one consorting with the most wanted man in the Empire.
It's my belief that Corvo was innocent in the death of the Empress, and the former spy master, or the Lord Regent, as he calls himself, is a ruthless tyrant bent on destroying this city, the heart of the Empire.
You are mistaken if you think there's love between me and our Lord Regent. But whatever you intend to do here, I assure you, I am beyond petty scare tactics.
If I don't scare you, Sokolov, perhaps these rats will. Even if they don't carry plague. I've heard of a swarm of rats stripping a child's body to the bone in half a minute. I've heard worse. How long do you think it'll be before you talk? Before you beg to talk?
Rats? Is that the company you keep now, Admiral?
It's the company you keep that interests us, Sokolov. We know you painted a portrait of the Lord Regent's mistress, the very aristocrat who is funding the military with her fortune. She is the key to the Lord Regent's control over the city, and we must have her name.
Sorry, Admiral. I cannot help you.
It's time to put him to the question.
I guess it's my turn to talk to him?
You're part of this rabble, but I know you have your reasons.
Yes, he does. All we need is the name of the Lord Regent's mistress. It's very simple.
I elect not to tell you. You will have to force the words from me, and I warn you, my willpower is quite legendary.
Curious strategy.
Of which I approve.
Both of those will work.
It's well known that Sokolov is virtually addicted to a rare liquor called King Street Brandy. The taste is revolting, but I happen to have a bottle. However, I am reluctant to give it to you for Sokolov. It cost me quite a lot. It is very expensive stuff, a blend of rare Pendician spices and a drop of whale oil. Would you care to purchase it?
What will I say when Sokalov has passed at his funeral? Something like this, perhaps. Sokalov is dead. Gone forever. We were rivals at the academy, yes. He was jealous of my agile brain and youthful energies. But he's dead now. And what can I say about him? Sokalov, he did improve on some inventions. He did well for himself in his way. He had many admirers among the aristocracy, especially those who lack a solid background in matters of natural philosophy. He was a painter of portraits. They say his work was genius. That remains to be seen. Time will tell.
Wow, Piero. That's what you'd say for a funeral? You are pretty heartless. But yeah, there's more than enough stuff laying around this morning to afford...
I'll leave it to you. But if you get tired of questioning Sokolov, I'll let you know that his taste for King Street Brandy is legendary. I think Piero has a bottle.
Yep.
It might help persuade him. If not, well, call me if it gets entertaining.
I could use a drink.
Hint, 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 hint.
King Street Brandy? I didn't know any more existed. It is an extraordinary gift. I see I'm dealing with men of taste. I can tell you this much. She was always referred to as Lady Boyle. I painted her to be sure, but I never saw her face or learned her first name. You see, I painted her from behind. I assure you, she still makes a striking portrait. But I do not know which Boyle she is. I was to be introduced to her at a masked ball in her honor this very night. But I will miss that party, it seems.
A masked ball at the Boyle estate? Tonight, the timing is perfect, Corvo. But the Boyles are wealthy and ruthless, so security will be very tight.
Of course, you already have a mask, don't you?
Yo.
He's right. You will be able to mingle with them once you're on the ground. You'll have to find out which of the Boyle women is connected to the Lord Regent and take her out in whatever way you can devise. We're very close now. If you do this tonight, we'll be able to strike at the Lord Regent himself and put Emily on the throne. May the wind favor you.
And there we go.
I swear I never saw her face. Although I can vouch that her hindquarters are the finest in the city. And perhaps the Empire itself.
So this is where the hound fights took place. If you didn't gather. Of course, now it's where the rat fights take place. And also there's a bunch of these little boxes. Again, enough to put you on your way to affording the brandy if you spent every last cent you had. But, threatening to let the rats loose, too, also works. I think that just lets the rats out. Yeah.
I assume I will remain in this kennel for the duration of your little protest movement. I don't suppose you have anything to read. Wilmot's History of the Lesser Perversions, perhaps?
I hear you're off to the Boyles' little bash tonight. I have just a tiny favor I'd like to ask you. Could you give this note to Lord Shaw? You'll know him. A rather brusque man wearing a wolf's mask. In fact, he may be looking for me.
I knew Sokalov would see reason and tell us what we need to know. He never actually liked the Lord Regent.
Alright.
Have you ever been in a sea battle?
Of course.
Did you ever see pirates? And did you sink any?
Of course. Dozens. Oh, yes. But that's not for young girls to hear about.
But I will be Empress, won't I? And then I'll have to sink lots of enemy ships myself. And that's what Empresses do mostly, isn't it?
Of course.
I knew it! I read that some pirate ships have witches aboard that can cause storms and make whales do what they want. Is that true?
Yes. Mostly. Maybe we should be quiet now.
Very well.
Don't mess with witches. So, that'll do for now. I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you're enjoying.